I thank the distinguished lady from California. My good friend Al Green, who I'm pleased to serve with in the House of Representatives, and I introduced this legislation to congratulate the National Urban League on celebrating its 100th anniversary. I believe he and I also speak not only for substantial numbers of House members, but certainly for all of the members of the Congressional Black Caucus in this congratulatory set of remarks. As was said in the founding in 1910 by George Haynes and Ruth Baldwin, this organization has grown from one small housing department into a comprehensive national organization. I'm immensely proud of my own affiliation with the Urban League, going back over 35 years now. In 1974, I was one of the founding members of the National Urban League of Broward County, or the 104th affiliate chapter in the United States. Our goal then was to help alleviate some of the racial tensions felt throughout the community during desegregation. I went on to serve on the original board of directors under a tremendous executive director named Leonard Gainey for the local chapter. Community, increase educational opportunities for our children, and change lives through strong advocacy for essential public services. The League has made great advances in the realm of civil rights. I knew Whitney Young, who has no peer in this area, who worked closely with leaders such as A. Philip Randolph and Martin Luther King. The League assisted in planning the 1963 March on Washington and carried on the hard work of advocating for equality and opportunity in that tumultuous era. The magnitude of these accomplishments and countless others cannot be understated. The right to an equal education for Black Americans has developed into a program aimed at helping these students use their education to propel themselves into leadership roles in their respective communities. Through workshops, summer programs, hands-on learning opportunities, and other endeavors, the League enriches the quality of life of Black Americans of all ages, and by that, enriches our country. With over 100 field offices around the country, League leaders are pillars of their communities, helping to organize campaigns to, in the League's own words, and I quote, enable African Americans to secure economic self-reliance, parity, power, and civil rights, end of quote. Under the outstanding guidance of extraordinary leaders and everyday men and women, the National Urban League has been at the forefront of the great social efforts of the last century. I'd be terribly remiss if I did not mention the leadership of Vernon Jordan, who was a classmate of mine in law school, and Percy Lee, who was a classmate of mine in high school, and T. Willard Fair, who I was not a classmate with, but learned to know, learn from, and love through the years, as well as John Jacobs, who I do share fraternity membership with and good friendship, as the new leader now, Mark Morial, as well. Although we can take great pride in the many exceptional accomplishments of the National Urban League, its work is far from over. With 100 years of experience behind them, the hardworking and dedicated men and women of the National Urban League are well poised to carry forth its important mission through the next century of progress. Mr. Speaker, I urge my colleagues to support this important resolution, congratulating the National Urban League for its 100 outstanding years of service to our great nation. And I again thank the gentlelady from California for the time.